Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm here this week, and thank you for joining us, my friends out there. And we are here to share about having our best integrity of life. And I have a friend here today, and I think you're going to enjoy her immensely because, well, she's actually a new friend of mine, but not really, but yes, really, but we just connected, and it was phenomenal, and I love her, and her energy is amazing, and she actually wrote a nice little book, and, well, you know what, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to introduce her. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Oh, my goodness.
Hi, Dee.
Hi,
Thank you.
Dawn.
I'm doing wonderful.
You're doing wonderful.
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad you made it. You know, we have been connecting for the last couple of months, and it's just been so much fun, and just relax.
Nice deep breath.
Yes, yes. And you do all kinds of things. So if you get out there and do all that, this is easy. Okay. So
Okay.
this is so
I'll
easy.
try to keep that in the back of my mind.
Oh yeah, really. Yeah. So usually when I have my friends on on the show for the first time, I ask them what their passion for life is.
Such a great question. My passion for life is to help others recognize exactly where they are, be okay with that, and help them move forward.
Wow. Well, I know that we had a little moment, and you did probably a coaching on me over in the parking lot the other day. So that was really kind of cool.
It was an impromptu coaching session.
And you definitely did help me. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, okay, yeah, I need to do that. So you helped me. You definitely helped me. So
Good.
you are doing what you need to do. And how did you get involved with it? Why did...
Coaching?
Yeah, into this passion that you have right now. Why did you go with that?
It's interesting. I don't know exactly when it happened, but I do know that I woke up one morning and I was crying.
Really?
Yes. And I said, God needs me to do something. I saw the colors green and orange, and I heard the words self-worth shop.
Wow, okay.
And I was crying because this was really a real moment for me. And at that moment, I realized that there was something I needed to do. I was being called to this for some reason, and I turned this self-worth shop into a workshop. And it just felt right for me. So I started gathering children into workshops, and I called it the Self-Worth Shop for children, teens, and adults.
Right.
But I started with the children.
Wow.
Because I feel like this is where we need to start any changes in our lives, with our young. So I began the workshops, and through meeting new children and doing new things with them, I turned the workshops into this book that we're going to be talking about today.
Wow.
So that's where it all started.
But you also are a interfaith minister?
Yes.
And so how did you get to that journey?
So my journey,
because you have a lot of paths that you have taken, and it's leading you to helping people.
Yeah, it started
developing themselves.
It just starts one thing at a time, and it's funny that you should say that. With all the paths, I can almost look back and see exactly where, I don't want to say the walls fell, where the walls popped up.
Yeah.
Where things just started coming together. And becoming an interfaith minister allowed me to take a look at my own faith And through that process
Right.
is where my, where my changes had taken place.
Oh.
And so that led to coaching, and then the coaching led to the workshops, and the workshops led to, it just kept going.
Right, right, right. So this book that this it's a children's book, right?
Yes.
And you actually, that's Jack.
That's Jack.
Okay. So tell us about the book a little bit.
So
right
Jack,
now.
so Jack Out of the Box
Mhm.
is a book designed to elevate self-esteem in children and or adults, really.
Yeah,
But
really.
it's about a character known for centuries as Jack in the Box,
Right.
and he comes out through his journey, and he realizes that he's worth living a full life and being happy and trying new things, and he realizes that he's just allowed himself to be stuck in the box for a really long time.
Wow.
So we take him out, and that's why he's right there out of the box. It's just something I made up, but my mom crocheted him for me.
Right, so cute.
And I just thought to sit him on top of a box so he can be out.
Right. And I actually did read it, and it is empowering to not just children, to adults, because a lot of adults are still in that box, and they're scared to come out of that box because of whatever reasons, what have you. So it's very empowering to start at the children's level. And you go into the schools and do assemblies, and so how did you?
I love that.
How did you think about Jack in the Box and Jack Out of the Box? How did you come with that concept?
I actually had the Jack in the Box, the traditional toy, right there, with me at these workshops that I was doing. And I would have the children sit in a circle, and we passed the Jack around, and I'd ask them how they thought Jack felt in the box and how he felt out of the box. And some of what they were telling me was just so profound. So I felt that I have a story here, because if I can do this with just 7 children, I can do this, I can reach many children.
Right, right.
And it was really actually, igniting something in the child to be able to express themselves.
Right.
And life is just an expression of who we are. And so why not express ourselves fully?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know that I see the children that your nieces and what have you. They are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
And they love your book. I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah, they love their aunt.
They were there through the whole process.
So you tried it out on them first?
I tried it out on them first. In fact, when I started the workshops, it was only them at first.
Really, really.
Yes. I tried the workshops out on them. They were my little guinea pigs, and but they got a lot out of it as well.
And they embrace. It seems like these children embrace it well. They open up very easily, and
they do. I mean, they have their moments just like any other child, but we work it out. They know that there's something else. They know that it's not. We don't have to run into a corner or into our rooms. They know that there's a way to work this through and feel better about ourselves.
We have a call.
We have a call.
Maybe we don't. Okay. No, I think that was a wrong number.
Okay.
when you do live. Okay. Because sometimes we do get calls.
Okay.
But
I would imagine that's why it's there.
Yes. But sometimes, they're supposed to screen them before us.
That's okay.
It's all
We're
good.
out of the box.
Yeah,
so that's all good.
Hey,
it's all good.
And that's what it is. It's. I know as a child, and it's been a long time, I can't even imagine. I was very, very insecure about myself. I really couldn't speak out loud to a class, stand in front of a class. I guess because I felt I might not have been prepared, or or someone's looking at me too hard, and I just didn't feel comfortable being out there. So this actually probably helps them get more secure with themselves. And
it depends on how it's used. I mean, we can buy a book for our children and we can just put it in the bookshelf.
Right.
But if we really work the book with them and we work it into their lives, I believe that in those vital years, if they're exposed to that, they'll always have that as a tool.
Right.
So it's not something that, I don't think it's a book to just buy and leave on the shelf. I
No.
believe it's something, it's a workbook in sorts for parents to really work with their children on their self-esteem and their, and self-esteem is just really, self-esteem. So the definition of self-esteem is, how one feels about themselves on the inside. But really, self-esteem is there's a lot of working parts with that. So there's self-love, there's self-acceptance, there's self-trust, and all of those are not the same as self-esteem. They're all necessary into this umbrella that we call self-esteem.
Right.
And so the goal is not to recognize whether somebody has a low self-esteem or a high self-esteem. The goal really is to work with our children and to just create a healthy self-esteem. Because there's always going to be times where we feel insecure. There's always going to be that time where but guess what? I was insecure driving here. This is my first time sitting on a couch in front of a camera. And so I had that insecurity. Who am I to sit in front of the camera?
And you have to be valid. You have to validate it.
Yes.
You have to definitely validate it.
And so when we don't have those tools, it becomes very difficult for us to move forward and get out of our comfort zone, so to speak. And that's how so many people are sitting at the same job or doing the same thing, because we just get so stuck in that thought that there's nothing else for us.
Right.
And the truth is, there's everything else for us.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. So how do you, I know it's only like an hour session or what have you when you come to the assemblies. You don't do a continuous workshop, do you?
That's the goal. I mean, I would love to get into the schools and actually make this some kind of a form of their program.
Curriculum,
the curriculum, because it's just so necessary.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost like taking a break during the day to breathe.
Right.
Right?
Oh, definitely.
So, and I actually do breathing with them during the assemblies. It's 40 minutes because we don't like to go over that with it. I just felt that 40 minutes was long enough for them to sit and listen to it. Otherwise, it just becomes some gray matter and nothing's being absorbed after that. But they have a lot of fun.
And so they interact with you and they talk, and do they write down what their goals or what they feel or what they're thinking? Well,
during the assemblies, no. So during the assembly, it's mostly me trying to be as visual as possible with how our emotions are playing on us on the inside, because we really can't see that. So children are visual, and they need more of tangible things to kind of understand. But they know a lot more than we give them credit for.
This is true.
They can really kind of figure things out on the inside, but they're stifled. We don't kind of let them express themselves because we think that they're being a brat, they're being, out of control, like whatever that is. But really, they're expressing themselves. And when we just take the time and just ask them to slow down and breathe for a moment, so much can happen in that moment of silence.
And then you really listen to them.
And then you really listen to them.
Yes, and validate their feelings.
And when they feel heard,
yeah.
There's greatness in that.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the assemblies, it's more just being visual and, kind of silly to get them to understand. I mean, I really believe that we learn more when we're laughing than when we're falling asleep at the table.
Yeah, no.
Nothing's happening there.
Yeah, they engage. You engage them.
They're fully engaged.
Yeah, right.
They're learning about themselves. They're learning about some inner tools that they already have that they could just, crawl deep on themselves and and bring that out and help themselves. And then what I do is I actually put together a packet so the teachers can take that back and incorporate the self-esteem lessons into the rest of that day, or they can make a week out of it, self-esteem week or whatever. So I put together some emotion sheets, and I use Jack's pictures throughout the book. So how do you, what feeling is this, sort of, and then they have to write out their feelings and things like that. So so that really helps engage them. There's also knowing your true self, and they get to write down some things just about their feelings, and it's interesting.
Wow!
And they get a coloring page and stuff like that.
So how many schools have you've gone?
I've done three. I've only done three assemblies so far. The book is fairly new. It's really just it's a process. So the more that you talk about it, the more it gets out there, and that's just it's wonderful. It's just the whole.
So well, at the end, we're going to make sure you can give everybody where they can get in contact with you, all that, so that they can bring you to their schools, because that's important, you know. So,
So important.
yeah, it sounds like I know if they had this curriculum, this actually in the schools when we were coming up, you know, there would probably be a whole lot of more happy people.
More happy people.
Like, oh my gosh, you know,
Yes.
because you're right. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you can't be a good relationship with anybody else. So it's very, very challenging, you know. So
We don't believe that we can be ourselves.
no,
You know,
exactly.
we always feel like we have to be a certain way in the presence of certain people or in certain rooms, and
Yeah.
you know, the goal is to just be the same you.
You don't have to change. Exactly. Because if you are trying to be somebody that you're not, you know, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard work.
Draining.
It's like, why? You
It's
know,
a lot out of you.
Yeah, because then what are you doing? You know, I'm me. I'm a straight shooter. I'm constantly, hey, if you don't like me, it
Right.
is what it is. I'm like,
But the goal in that too is, and so taking on that is huge.
yeah,
You know, if you don't like me, that's too bad, right? But
yeah,
doing that with love,
right. And you know what?
right? So it's not something, because you know what, when you have a self-esteem that might
Right.
be, you know, not fully developed or
Right.
not an unhealthy self-esteem, you could really take that on too
Right.
bad,
Yeah.
and then be more miserable and show up
Right.
as, you know, that gray energy kind
Yeah,
of thing.
this is true.
You know,
This is
so it's
true.
really important to really lay that foundation for the children. So
Right.
as they're growing up and they're choosing who they want to be
Right.
in their lives,
Yeah.
they can do it with, you know,
Yeah.
with great pride. They can just be happy to be who they are.
Right. Well, you know, I find that when people and children, they may not be embraced initially, but if you just smile and you be you, people have to start liking you. You know, so even if somebody doesn't like you because of something, just because they don't like you for whatever reason, eventually, if they see you and they like, well, you know what, that person is not that bad. So it's important
A
to,
smile
yeah, I
can
find,
change the
yeah,
world.
this is true. This is
You know,
true.
if we had like National Smile Day and everybody just smiled,
Yeah.
the energy in that would
Yeah,
be so
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
And it would reach far.
yeah, yeah.
So.
It's a wondrous thing, because I'm just, when I was reading the book, and that's a book that you have to read again and again and again. So do the children get their own book when you do the assembly, or how does it go?
Every classroom gets a book.
Uh-huh.
So that, you know, it's a part of the package with
Right,
the
right,
assembly.
right.
So each of them the room itself gets a book. So each child has access to that book,
Right.
you know, every day.
Okay. And then have you done a workshop with the children in the school at this point, or just the assembly?
Not the traditional workshop that I originally formed, because that was, it started more on an intimate level. There were only a few kids, and they had really had a chance to be hands-on.
Right.
So I created a game and everything for them to play.
Right.
And but essentially, the bulk of it, yes, is carried over into the assemblies.
Right.
So I have a self-worth pledge that I would have the children recite.
Okay.
So it's a promise to themselves that they're going to love, respect, and honor themselves for who they are,
Okay.
and accept that they're different.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then I have a song that I wrote as well.
And you're gonna have.
And we are actually going to bring my nieces out
Okay,
here
cool,
later,
cool,
and they're
cool.
going to help me sing that.
Okay.
So
Do
you'll
you
get
want to
meet them.
read a little bit out of the book a little bit?
If I had to pick a page, I know exactly which page. I think it's page 16.
You want
You wanna read
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
So this is Jack.
Jack. Yes. Where's your camera?
And page 16, I just love, because although the whole book is really telling the story, this is is it page 16? Yes, page 16. So Jack says, I want you to know that you are good enough to be outside of the box all the time. Chances are What you believe someone else is thinking about you may not even be true. Even if it were, you don't have to let what others think about you ever hold you back.
That's cool. That's cool. And it goes for everybody.
Yeah.
It goes for everybody, young and old.
Whether you're going for a new job,
Yes,
or you're starting a new school,
yes,
or you want to change the shoes you're wearing, the style that you're in.
Yeah.
Whenever you're going for something that you're doing the slightest bit different than you normally are.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of self-talk.
Right.
There's a lot of self-talk, and your ego just kicks in.
So true.
And your ego was designed to protect you.
Yeah.
It's not really protecting you. It's keeping you in the box.
Right. So in terms, this is amazing stuff. And because I know it works with your life coaching and your ministry and it's all, that's all part of.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all very much connected. So you're doing this with the children, but how about us adults?
Well, as I said before, the calling that I had was, the thought was for children's, teens, and adults.
Right.
So I do one-on-one coaching with adults.
Okay.
I would be happy, and I do some larger scale coaching with women.
Okay.
And that's through the Braveheart Ripple.
Right. That's how we met.
That's how we met. And so, yeah, we do a lot of coaching in that matter too. It's just a different style.
Right.
But it all works. But yeah, there are definitely going to be a lot more workshops, and adults are, yes, they're on the list.
Well, I know with the kids, it definitely has to start with the children, because in terms of if they don't have that strong foundation, it's very hard for them to build a body of self, so that they can just live that life that they need to live.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's very hard for the child, right? Think about now, 40, 50 years later, that parent to that child.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Who are you being at home?
Yeah. Definitely.
Right? So our parents, when I do parent workshops, I actually have two other authors that I actually am collaborating with now, and we did a workshop together called the Creating Courageous, Conscious Kids.
Oh, that's
and so this is something that we're starting to work on now. And one of the biggest questions is to the parents, who are you being at home? What is that child getting from you? Right? So if we're complaining that we have curly hair, we want straight hair, we have straight hair, we want curly hair, whatever that is, got to lose a little weight here, there, whatever, or I can't eat for a week, like all that stuff is really, really laying the foundation.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's very
So
true.
that's why with this book, there's the first page actually is to the teachers and the parents.
Yeah.
And it actually shows or suggests how you can ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And parents will get a lot from it as well.
Right. Actually, I think we're going to go take a commercial break real quick. And then maybe you'll read a little bit of that parent thing, because I liked it a lot. Or, we're going to talk a little bit more.
Sure.
So we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Hi everyone, I'm Karen Vito from the hit show Shake It Up with Karen and Regina that's filmed live right here at Madhouse TV. I want to thank Madhouse TV for allowing me to talk to you today about a very important organization called Mondays at Racine. Mondays at Racine provides beauty and wellness services to those undergoing chemotherapy and radiation for cancer. We have an event coming up on Monday, October 26th at the Crest Hollow Country Club called the Long Island Beauty Ball. The Long Island Beauty Ball is going to be the event of the year. I want you to come down and join us, do things like the lash bar and the lipstick lounge, and we're going to have psychics and, of course, a beer garden and wine garden. We even have a Monday Night Football for you guys. So I would love to see you there at this event. If for whatever reason you can't make it, you could always donate directly to mondaysatracine.org. But for ticket information, please go to www.longislandbeautyball.com. This organization will use the money raised at this event for the expansion of the program to other salons all over the country. So we would love to be able to treat more people and help them feel really special. So please come on down. I'll see you there. Thanks.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm here with my friend Dawn, and we're just having lots of conversation. It's like it brings back some kind of crazy stuff when I was coming up as a kid. I'm like, this was really good. I wish my mom had actually really read this book, and helped us with self-esteem because, our parents learn from other parents, from their parents, and sometimes they just don't know what to say. They're human, and they will bring you down, not realizing a sentence that's not kind is going to not really help a person. Because I've always been overweight, my whole entire life. So my mom would be kind of rough, and I'm like, why would you do that? But that's her. She was fearful. Like you were saying, it's fear that I would be like my Aunt Karen or what have you, because she was 500 pounds ultimately, and she did die of obesity. But the thing was, you have to embrace me and find out why I'm overweight. But people don't know how to do that. Some parents just didn't know how to do that. So I don't know. How's that go?
It goes
Bring
and
some
it
of my
goes
stuff.
and it goes. Parents are winging it.
Yeah.
Right? We're all just winging it.
Exactly.
Nobody's an expert at anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And parenting is probably one of those things that we should learn in school.
Right.
And we don't learn a lot in school.
No.
They don't teach us how to breathe correctly.
No.
95% of the people walking around the earth not knowing how to breathe.
It's so true. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should do a breathing session right now.
You want to take a breath? We'll allow a breath.
No, because it's true. I actually I'm going for coaching right now, for health coaching, and they do teach you how to breathe. And they said that's very important to do. And with Braveheart, we have been doing that. And
So many of us think that breath is here,
no.
and that when we breathe, we should. So, if you tell somebody, breathe, it's not breathing.
Right.
It's gasping for air,
Right.
which is what we do mostly when we're nervous, when we're upset, when you're crying.
Right.
Like how many times are you
Right.
you're in your chest?
Right.
And until the air gets into your belly,
Right.
you're not really reaping the benefits of the oxygen that you're taking in. So I tell the children as well that breathing is a tool.
Right.
It is a tool in your toolkit. And when you breathe, so much happens. Breathing is the only thing that can actually calm down the voices in our head. Right? Those
Definitely.
horrible thoughts that go around in our minds over and over and over again. I think the statistic is up to like 70,000 thoughts a day, and like 40,000 of them are the same thoughts that we thought yesterday, the day before, and they're just repetitive thoughts, and most of them are negative.
Right.
Most of them are negative.
Yeah.
So the only way to calm down those voices in your head, so to speak, is to breathe.
Right.
So I teach them 3 deep breaths.
Right.
And 3 deep breaths mean you take air into your nose or through your mouth, and it goes into your belly, and your belly actually expands. And then when you exhale, it actually goes in.
Right. Right.
And that's probably backwards to everything that we know to do. Because I know when I learned how to breathe the right way for the first time, it felt so uncomfortable.
Really?
It was almost like that was the wrong way.
Yeah.
But once it became a habit, life just took on a whole other meaning. It felt better.
Actually, I'm still learning. I'm still having a few challenges with it, but I'm learning how to do it. So it does take practice to do it.
It takes practice.
Yeah,
Practice,
definitely.
and that's why meditation
Right.
it's very hard. Because breathing the right way actually will calm the voices down in our head. But
Right.
if somebody new to meditation just says, "Oh, I need to calm down, I need to relax, I'm going to go meditate,"
Right.
really a little research is necessary beforehand, because if you're just breathing normal, it's really not going to calm down the voices, and you're going to be thinking about what to cook for dinner, and you're going to think about, what the boss said to you yesterday, and it's just all going to be at the surface
Right.
anyway.
Right.
So.
Right. So I know that will help with the fears in your mind and your body, and just puts you in balance. And that's what this is all about too. It's like putting you in balance. Is that what you're
It's
doing with? Because I know that I was reading, and maybe I'm just mixing things up because I was trying to get everything in there. But I know you focus on the balance, and
I focus on balance.
Yeah.
I focus mostly on self-acceptance. Because we beat ourselves up. We just are not nice to ourselves.
This is very true.
We're not kind to ourselves.
No.
And so self-acceptance, accepting yourself who you are and where you are, is the only way, the only possible way
Yeah.
to take a step outside,
Yeah.
to do something different, to try something different, to allow peace
Yeah.
into your life.
Yeah.
We think that because we have something going on in our lives that we need to be upset about it. And then you're like being a reaction to everything, and you're just not, you're not focused, and, the whole world's going crazy, and there's chaos, and there's drama, and all that stuff. When really, if we just look at it and just say, okay, this is what's happening right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, and I've gotten to that point, basically. I have to tell you my little story. My week was crazy. So I went to the dentist. No, I had a kind of crazy day at work. People sometimes, like you said, they're not nice. And they have their own agenda, whatever. So you deal with it. Okay, whatever. Okay. So then I had to go to the dentist. So I went to the dentist, and I'm early for once, or I'm on time because I'm always a little late. So I'm back in my car, and all of a sudden I hear crunch, right? So I'm like, okay, what did I hit? I look at, and there's a car, but it's not close to me. So I get out, and there's a pole about yay high. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go and pick up some of my light, because the light broke and what have you. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Going upstairs, get my dental work done and what have you, and life is good. I'm going down the elevator, and I have the key out, and I was like, oh, no, that's not the key I need. The elevator door opens, and guess what? All of a sudden, my keys just fall out of my hand into the elevator shaft.
Goodness.
So I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. But God had it that I had my key for my car in my hand, so my other pocket. So at least I could go home. The elevator, you can have it right now. I went upstairs. I told the dentist's office that can they please contact them tomorrow, and tell them, get my keys. So God had it that they said, well, it would have cost me $200 to $300 for an emergency maintenance call, but
For the elevator?
for the elevator,
Oh, my goodness.
if they had to come. But guess what? They were coming anyway.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So fabulous. So I was like, okay, it's all good. It is what it is. So
And even
I'm
if they weren't coming anyway.
No,
if you needed your keys back.
I actually didn't need them at that point because I had my car key. We made out the copies. Eventually, I get my keys, whatever.
Sure.
So I'm learning how to just, okay, it was all good. Then a week later, I hit somebody coming into a parking
Again?
place. Yes. I was like, oh, no. And so somebody came out of the store, and I said, is that your car? And they said, no, but it's somebody else's car. So I didn't want to leave, and I couldn't do that. So, but he was very nice, and he's like, well, just fix it, and it'll be okay. So he called me the other day, and he said, it's going to be like $400 or $500. So I was like, oh, my gosh, it was just a little pain. But, okay. But God had it. A gentleman behind me he's one of my office mates. He went and he was able to get it for like $150, $160. I'm like, okay. So things work out, and I didn't worry about it. I was like, I just won't fix my car. I'll just do his car. But it's all good.
It's all good.
You get to a point. At one point, I probably would have made a big deal about it, but it was like, okay, whatever.
And that's attachment,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So when we attach ourselves to the outcome,
Right.
to the $200 that it may have cost to get the keys out, or
right.
to the $500 for the car,
yeah.
when we attach ourselves
Yeah.
to that,
Mm-hmm.
that's all we can think about.
Right.
And it grows and it
Yeah,
grows and
yeah,
it grows,
yeah.
and those thoughts become bigger and louder in our
right,
minds,
Right,
and we get crazy over
Right.
it.
I didn't
And
get
look
crazy.
how it worked out.
Yeah.
Right? So if you just let it go,
Yeah, I let it go. I was like,
give it to
whatever.
God or give it to just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
universe,
it's
and
done.
just it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
So
much
and
truth
that's
in
what I'm going to be 60 soon. Oh, I shouldn't tell everybody
Wow.
that,
that. Why not? You look fabulous.
Thank you. Well, inside I'm early. I'm only 38, but
That's right.
but my chronological age. But I'll be 58.
Wow.
But the thing is, I finally learned this,
Yes.
that don't sweat it. It's not that serious. It's just not. What? Of course, my husband was like, oh, my gosh, you got to be more careful, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how can you be more careful? This just happened. It just
Right.
happened.
And life just happens.
You know?
Life just happens.
Like,
Every day,
oh my
day in
gosh.
and day
yes.
out, right?
I was like, oh, I did not do it on purpose. I did not put the keys back out
Right.
there. I didn't. I accidentally. I didn't see the pole. I'm like going into the space. I didn't do any of that on
Right. Nope.
purpose. So
just
it's like,
happens.
hey, you can't make a big thing out of something that it's just happened. You just
You're
have to
doing
deal
yourself
with
a
it.
disservice.
Yeah, exactly.
You really are doing yourself a disservice.
It's just too much stress. There's too much stress out there.
And again, though, even the most, and I'm not going to say the most because I'm not sure about the Dalai Lama, but even the most calm, peaceful person still reacts
Yeah.
in certain ways. They're
Right.
just able to bring themselves back
Right.
a lot quicker.
That's true.
So it's not that we're like these perfect beings walking around, that we
Yeah.
have no troubles, no drama, we don't make things out of nothing, because the ego does that.
Yeah.
But
The
it
human.
just helps
Yeah.
practicing it daily. It just helps you come back sooner.
Yeah.
It's healthier.
Right.
It feels better.
Yeah.
The world would be a much brighter place
Yeah.
if we could all just bring ourselves in
Yeah.
and just get ourselves calmer, quicker.
Center, yeah. Well, I know because the children are going through so much right now, and it's very scary. So this is so much help. It's helpful so
Yeah.
that they can just realize that, okay, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a little problem here because it can be resolved. So
That is so important.
Yeah.
And, we have children, the whole cyber social media bullying and things like that is
Yeah.
just, and there's no way to know
right.
beforehand for the
Right,
parents.
right.
It really escalates before there's a way of knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
And so to even be able to catch that
Yeah.
would be such a great thing. But
Yeah.
for the child to be able to police that on their own
Right.
and just get that, I'm getting out of this right now, I'm better than this,
Yeah.
I'm good enough
Exactly.
to be different, I'm
Right.
good enough to be,
Yeah.
whatever you're saying, I'm good enough to be overweight.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's fine. It's
This is
who I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
but we don't know that.
Right. I know.
We don't know that yet.
know.
We don't know that yet.
No.
With all the things that we know,
Mhm.
we don't know that yet.
No. It was
It's
very,
scary.
It's very scary. It's very scary because I know, and you have a couple things, and you know what? I can't see without my glasses anymore. So, but I remember, well, it's hard to, once you are in your comfort zone, it's very hard to get out of that comfort
Very
zone. And I guess it's because you have here feelings like something is too hard, so we don't try. Or let's say feelings like we are not good enough, so we repress ourselves. I found this so enlightening, and it's so helpful because we do that, and we don't mean to do it.
No.
But it's just human nature, unfortunately, and it's learned. Is it a learned response? Or?
It is a learned behavior because when we're born, we don't know to be afraid.
Right.
You know?
Mhm.
I said to my mother, actually, I went off on a little bit of a tangent. I said, I want to do this and this. And I said, and you taught me not to talk to strangers.
Right.
You told me not to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Everything I do in my life right now to move forward, I need to speak to strangers. Do you know how difficult that is for me? Because it's what we teach our children.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
talk to strangers.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So, and that's good advice.
Yeah.
But why can't we talk to strangers?
Yeah.
So let's break that cycle a little bit, like maybe when we're 18 and explain, it's okay to talk to strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to need to on
Yeah.
interviews, and you're going to need to in your career and all. And so we are so bound to what society, I'm going to say this, wants us to know.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't want to get all controversial, but
We can.
society
we can get
wants us to
controversial.
know what they want us to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it is the box
Right.
that we learn within.
Right.
So in school, we're learning a certain curriculum. It's coming from state level, it's coming from federal level, wherever it's coming from. And fortunately, we do have the principals of the schools
Right.
and some teachers who really get down into the personal level and bring in people like me who are working with children for self-esteem
Right.
and things like that. But really, where is this stuff?
Yeah.
Real life stuff, the how to breathe stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
the how to be a parent
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in the curriculum.
Yeah.
It's not there.
No. No.
So it's really a lot of, and there's so many people out there doing so much tremendous work,
Yeah.
on things like this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's really not.
on the same level. Well, they don't realize that they do have to start, and the schools that have embraced you and brought you in, that's amazing. I have to give them kudos because, you know, they have that vision that this is necessary. So, you know, to break into that school, and I'm just hoping that more and more schools will embrace you and bring you in, because it's important.
Me too.
It's extremely important, you know, and to just get, you know, even probably, you know, hopefully this will help, you know, definitely to get you out there, because I had no clue that you were this amazing young lady that is doing all this phenomenal work with these young people, because we met Ashley. Oh, actually, we're going to have to bring them on in a few minutes, because the time is ticking away.
It goes quick. We talk about this forever. So.
I know. And of course, you're going to be on again, you know, so we'll have to definitely come on. Definitely again. Because, well, I'll just like indicate what basically they said, what, you're not feeling smart enough. We don't trust our own opinion or feel as though we can't make decisions. You had another one, because this is to your parents and the teachers.
Yes.
And I felt this was the questions that you're answering in the book. And it's actually really good information for the parents.
For the parents
and the teachers. And because then they have to reflect on themselves.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
They have to, you know, because I know I did when I started reading this. I was like, wow, you know, this is actually something that I need to look into, where I was and how I am now, because it's still there. So even though you don't embrace it all the time, but it comes out.
It comes up. It comes up, and
you know?
that's going back to the same thing with the breathing. If you're not practicing it on a daily basis, you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
It's like taking a shower.
Yes.
Right? You do it every day because you want to stay fresh.
Right.
So you have to practice it every day so you could stay fresh.
Yes.
And practicing it, it creates happiness.
Yes.
And I don't know if we just don't think that we're allowed to be happy. And
I want to be
sad
happy.
me.
That's my goal in life. Be healthy and happy. And it's because it's important. Yeah.
True happiness comes from within.
Yeah. Nobody
you can't
can
buy
give
it.
No, nobody can give.
Nobody can give it to you. You can't.
Exactly.
You can't find it on the street somewhere.
No.
It's inside.
It's inside. Well, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, because we're going to bring on the young girls and the nieces. I love them. They're beautiful. So we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you about something phenomenal. A casino night, November 13th. Bets for Vets. We're going to have some big headliners there. Tommy Marr, rock and roll legend from Long Island. Les Deegan is going to be there singing some crooning songs. We're going to have two phenomenal comedians, Tim Thompson and impersonator comedian John Santos. We're going to have a great DJ there. $20 admission. The door opens up at 6 p.m. November 13th. And it's 370 Vanderbilt Motor Parkway in Hauppauge. 6 p.m. November 13th. $20 admission. The doors open up at 6 p.m. plus a complete casino night. We'll have blackjack, slot machines, you name it, it will be there. Grand prizes, 50-50, door prizes, things like flat screen TVs. I mean, this is going to be big. So mark your calendars for November 13th. Please, guys, come out, support our veterans.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I have some more friends on the couch with us, and we're going to introduce them real quick because the time has just gone so fast, and I want to hear the song, and then we have a few little other things. So let's introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Ashley.
Okay, and this is Dawn's nieces, and I had met Caitlin and Ashley a couple of days ago when we were doing our little harmony group. But now they're going to sing a song with their auntie. And you go into what you...
Okay, so the tune of the song is going to be to none other than the Jack in the Box tune. Why would we choose anything else?
Right.
And that tune is Pop Goes the Weasel. And just for people who don't really remember it,
Ooh, this scared me.
so that's the tune we're going to go with. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to know how special you are. You really are important. Whenever you're feeling down on yourself, just stop because you're awesome.
Oh, I like that.
You guys are awesome. Each and every one of us
Yes.
is awesome.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, and I just want for everyone else just to realize how awesome they truly are.
Yeah, yeah. And that's so important that everybody knows that who they are is important and awesome, you know, and it's amazing.
And just to embrace our
Yes.
faults, our, excellence,
Yes.
it's all good.
Our differences
all
or
good.
what have you. Yeah, life is too short to
Yes,
sweat those small things, you know?
Absolutely.
I'm like, not no more.
absolutely.
Let's enjoy. Let it out, you know? Bring it. If you don't like it, it's okay. But I like it.
That's it. and being comfortable with what you like.
Exactly.
That's
you know,
it.
Makes me happy.
Yes.
Is that I can't make you happy too. If you can't, hopefully something else will make you happy.
And always
Yeah.
in the respecting of yourself,
Yes.
there's always that return to respect others.
Exactly.
And life and the world
Yes.
will be so harmonious
Yes.
and joyous.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed you all today, truly.
Thank you.
And harmony is very important. And learning
Kids are very
children,
important.
yes, our foundation. So tell us where we can meet you and contact you. And
So I can be reached at email, dawncrow@gmail.com. My website is www.dawnkrohberger.com.
now spell that,
Should I spell that?
Krohberger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Krohberger. Talk about needing self-esteem.
Hello.
And the book can be found on jackoutoftheboxbook.com. It can also be found on the publisher's website, which is balboapress.com, and of course Amazon as well.
And you do so many things. We didn't even get into the reggae and all that other stuff that you do.
I practiced Reiki on them when I was learning.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Really? Oh,
they
my
got that
gosh.
too.
Really? Oh, well,
Yes.
next time you're going to have to share all that. And maybe we can have the girls on a little earlier and they can tell us their experiences and everything.
That would be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know they embrace you and the whole experience. And that's a wonderful thing, to expose them to what's going on.
Yes.
Because it makes them better people.
Whole.
Yes. And it's so cool, you know, because they embrace everybody. And I know they embraced me. I fell in love with them. Oh, my gosh. I fell in love with them, you know. So thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for coming on Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And
This is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes. So we'll do it again soon.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, next week. Oh, actually, I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to have Ebby's going to be back, so she's going to do her show, and I'll be here the following week. Okay. So have a great week, a couple of weeks, and I'll see you soon. Take care.